look at some basics and look at the rear naked choke. So if I have David here and I'm taking his back a little bit, and a lot of times we think about like seatbelt hold. One thing I want to go over is where we get too caught up in like, I have to hit this landmark all the way, right? Where we're thinking, I have to get all the way to control and then I'm gonna go for the attack. There's plenty of times where like I'm gonna be scrambling to get to the back, he's already hand fighting and moving, and I wanna threaten the choke right away as part of my establishing control too. So those steps can go in order where it's control and then submission, but they can also be happening simultaneously. And against a skilled opponent, it's always going to be simultaneous. Like you're constantly working for control at the same time that you're working for your submissions. But let's go seatbelt. And then from here, we're going to look at a couple ways to get a submission. David's a little bit taller than me, so I'm going to pull back first just to drop his neck down a little bit. And then I want to come up, and I always try to fight to get to the shoulder here. When we're dealing with resistance, this is a nice landmark because he can grab my arm and pull on it and do whatever he wants to try to peel it free, but this is really pretty solid. If I'm even here and he starts going for that, I'll likely need to reshoot. But I get to the grip on the shoulder, and then I'm gonna feed this in behind. I'm grabbing my own bicep. And then here, I think about compressing down and crunching in. So it's like I'm trying to take my elbows together as I squeeze into him at the same time. So we got here, we get up to here, come in, and then I'm gonna choke. And we talk a lot about how like chins don't stop chokes, but also like don't just mash your partner's face as you go for this. I guess if you're in a competition, you want to go that way, go for it, but it's your training partner, right? So you both want to be happy at the end of the training day. So if he tucks his chin in, I'm still going to set it up, and I will very gently compress the jaw to get the tap there. And so I'm taking care of my training partner, and I will attack that, but I'm not just going to mash into his mouth with my forearm and then crush there. Save that for the catch wrestlers. Okay, so a couple other scenarios we're going to add to the mix. If we fall into this side, right, and he's neutralizing this arm, so I've got my top arm to choke with, but that's not ideal. I'm already starting to lose control. So there's a couple of things that I can do. One is I'm going to feed under and get to my own shoulder or gi, right? So I can just grab kind of anywhere to anchor. And now I've got a trap again, so as David works to escape, that becomes much more difficult because now his head is trapped. And I can squeeze into the neck there because I have that anchor and still get a choke with one arm. Stronger if it's the bottom arm, always, but I do have some options with this top arm still, right? So if I can feed through here and grab, now often I'm trying to thread this position too at the same time. And get the arm free, I can reinforce it and finish it with a really good choke. Sorry, I chair there. But I have some options there from that angle too. Okay, I think that's good. We'll add more variations, and we'll spend a lot of time looking at that like threshold between control and submission, right? And like when we're throwing submissions, like when do we have enough control or partial control to have submission attempts be useful? Versus like when are we sometimes missing opportunities because we're trying to fight all the way to secure control, and we end up losing even the position because we're so fixated on that when there's good attack opportunities coming. Okay, thanks.